Hi, honeys. Welcome back to another episode of Girl Do It For You. This week we have on Kaylee. Talk about
Hey.
her all the time, as you guys know. Before we actually dive into what we're here to talk about, can we talk about Austin McBroom real quick?
Oh my God.
Did you
He's
see
going crazy.
what was going on with that massage? And then, like, he was like crying in a cowboy hat, but it was
A
so fake.
massage.
He went to like this masseuse or whatever, and it was like not. It was like the one yesterday, and I was like, "What is happening?"
I never saw that one.
Oh,
And I thought I was updated, girl. No,
it's,
the last thing I
he just
saw was, it was his brother having like a heart attack on him for going crazy. But I don't know, girl. You know my conspiracies.
I was dying laughing, and then he posted the thing, and it was Catherine and her friend at she posted it with her and her friend, and then he screenshotted it and posted it on his story and said, "Does anyone know what restaurant this is?"
What?
Yeah.
Girl, I need to be on your side because I have
Yes.
not seen these.
Well, and then Catherine posted because she did like a Q&A, and people were asking her like, why is he doing that? And she was like, I don't know. I texted him and asked him like what was going on, like why are you doing this? Like I was at a friend's house, and she's like, I can't control people's actions.
Yeah, I
And I'm
saw.
like,
Is this the one where she was like, "Oh, like we're both our own
mm-hmm,
person, we're our
mm-hmm,
individual people." I'm like, "Yeah, girl.
crazy.
I don't know.
I don't know. That
I
was
can't
wild to
believe you're
me.
married to that man."
I don't know. I was like, I have to ask Kaylee her.
That is, yeah. That's I never thought I would see that in my entire life,
Mm-mm.
but
Him crying with his bonnet on. Or bonnet, sorry. Excuse me.
I don't know what that is. A choke. That's a joke.
Okay, anyway. Just had to do that real quick.
Yeah, no, that's.
On to wedding things.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, did you go over budget?
Oh, girl, what? Yes.
You went over budget?
I still haven't even added everything up, if I'm being
No.
honest. Yeah.
I feel like there's a point where it's just like you'll cry if you hit a certain
Yeah.
number.
Yeah,
So you
exactly.
don't want to know.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, we didn't count all the way either. We did a.
To a certain point, like
Yeah.
3/4.
And then you see the number and you're like.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, girl, I'm maxed out a long time ago.
Okay. What was it like to plan it? Like compared to what you thought, did you think it was going to be all nice and easy and sunshine and rainbows? And then what was it like compared to or were your expectations not very high?
I would say I definitely didn't think it would be like a super easy planning process, considering I knew wedding planners are really expensive. But yeah, that shit's a lot more stressful than I thought.
Yeah, it's
A
nothing like they
lot
make
more
it out to
stressful than
be.
I thought. Yeah, it's crazy. Like sitting down, adding up like the inches of a tablecloth. Like you have 60-inch tables, you have to times it by 2 to make sure the tablecloth hits the floor. Like I never thought I'd be doing this shit.
It's that nitty gritty stuff that you're like,
Never
what?
thought.
I have to do it? Like,
Yeah, I
there's
never
not
thought.
someone that does it for me?
Yeah, like I thought that was like, oh my God, part of the venue, part of the catering. I don't know.
I think some people do it, but then that's when you have to spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars on
Oh yeah.
weddings and put
Oh
yourself into
yeah.
like
Everything
massive
costs money.
amounts of
Every
debt.
little upgrade costs money.
Yeah, from
Everything.
like napkins to silverware color to those what are those the
Literally.
chargers.
Mm-hmm.
All like, oh, it's $1.50, sounds cheap, but that's per person.
Yeah, literally.
So then it's like $1.50 per what, like 100 people or something. That's not that cheap.
I thought $2 or $3 per person was pretty cheap. And then I'm like adding it times like at least 75, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Because you had a pretty decent, like, big wedding.
yeah,
I would say that was a big wedding.
67 people.
67?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ours was 37, so you had 30 more people than me. I would say
It's
that's
crazy
a big
though. We
wedding.
invited 94 people.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good ratio, though. Isn't it like that? Isn't that normally like you invite so many and only
Yeah.
so many show?
And at first, like when we first sent out RSVPs, it was like 82 was like our final number.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like 3 weeks before the wedding, girl, people falling off like flies. It's like, all
Did you
right.
have people RSVP yes and then no show
Oh,
you?
mm-hmm.
Did they give you
Yeah.
a warning or did they just not come?
No. but I feel a little guilt because Aaron did that recently. So, but his reasoning, he was sick, so I understand. But I was like, suck it up, let's go. But he was like, I don't want to get everyone sick, and he didn't feel good, whatever. But I think that the amount of people that did it to me was kind of crazy. Like, I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
And also, like, there's people that were like assuming that their like boyfriend of like 3 months is invited, and like, no offense, but like, no. So
Well, yeah, there has to be a point of like,
then
okay,
they just didn't
everyone
come.
can. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. I feel like it's not fair though. Like, and it's one of those things that until you plan a wedding, you don't understand it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're like, well, why can't they come? And it's like, because, well, I've already sent out numbers, or now I have to pay whatever as a head. Like, and it's like, not just their
Yeah,
food, it's the bar, and you guys supplied
exactly.
your own liquor. So it's like, you guys have to then buy more. And it's just, I don't know, like, so I would say we
Oh,
had different weddings, and that, you had a thought?
yeah.
What's your thought?
No, I was just thinking about how the night before we went up, so we went up to, our wedding was on a Thursday. We went up on Wednesday. And then Tuesday night, I was like, I had already printed off our seating chart, and I was like doing the wax stamps on the board, whatever. And it was just the amount of people, like, I had to rearrange tables like the night before I left because people were still,
Not, like,
yeah.
yeah, not gonna be there.
And I'm really thankful though, because our caterer was like, "Oh, if you like want to add people, you can, but you can't take
Take
people
people
off."
off.
Yeah. So I was like, "Yeah, check them off, and I'll let you know if they're coming." And
Yeah.
most of the time, it was the same
So
way
you
I,
saved yourself
yeah,
some money, at
exactly. Oh, I
least.
tried, yeah.
Well, yeah, you tried your best.
I tried my
There's not much
hardest.
money saving in the wedding industry. So we had not vastly different weddings, but our styles were different because, like, well, we're not the same person. But
Mm-hmm.
like, so I had a plated meal and Kaylee had buffet,
Oh yeah.
and then what was the other thing that was different? I literally, I had we both had open bars, but I had to pay mine like up front, whereas you had to stock the bar party, which
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
is like the way to
Yeah,
go.
but nah.
But it's also can be difficult sometimes because, like, what if you don't get enough and then you have to go buy
Mm-hmm.
it
Yeah.
and just all the logistics. But I feel like I used to think that buffets were easier because I was like, oh, like, people don't have to worry about what people want. It doesn't matter. But it's like they still have to RSVP. You still need a head count.
Mm-hmm.
And like when we were doing ours, that's when I noticed it because they were like, no matter what, you have to do this, this, and this. And I was
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
so,
Ugh.
and they're like the same. I mean, they're not the same thing, but they're basically the same thing. You go eat your food and you sit, like,
Yeah.
there's no difference.
No, not really.
I don't know if you actually save money with either one. Have to look at that. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
You probably don't save money with any of them because the minute you say
You
wedding,
included, what was it called? The alcohol, right? Like, not the, oh yeah,
ours was an open bar.
but you paid for the alcohol?
We had to pay for it up front, which they do. So there's two ways that they do that, and I think one of them's actually really stupid because first of all, who wants to pay a bill the day after your wedding?
No, literally.
I
Or,
am not
oh,
waking
you
up the
know,
next day and
I
paying
hope
a
my,
bill from the night before.
I hope my caterers aren't watching, but they told me that they were not gonna, like, bother us until the wedding was over. Why are you coming up to me as we're trying to clean up the venue, asking me what you want to do about the payment? Like, girl, text me in the morning. I'm drunk as like, I'm sorry, I don't
That's
know.
not your fault. Like, they should have asked for that in advance. Like, if you're waiting till if you say though you get paid after the service is done, you're waiting till the next day of a wedding. You are not getting paid the day of a wedding. I had someone, it was my hair ghetto. I had reached out like a couple months in advance and I was like, hey, I have extra money and I just want to pay this bill. Like, I
Yeah.
have head count, let's get it paid for. And she was like, oh, I don't do that. Like, I prefer to wait till the week of or day of. And I was like, day of? I am not worrying about who I have to pay.
I swear.
That's the day where I wake up and everything's done.
I
I get to
swear.
relax and get my hair and
No,
makeup
but for
done.
real.
Yeah,
I don't want to have to worry about that.
no. And at Lauren's wedding back home,
Mhm.
her makeup girl, I think, she was like, yeah, we'll get the payment tomorrow, I'll text you. And I was like, I'm not paying you the day after my wedding. It's not happening. I'm not waking up and being like,
Yeah,
oh, I owe
I
you
know.
$1,200. No.
No, literally.
No, that stuff is over with. I'll deal with the credit card bill
Yeah.
later. I'm not
I
paying you right
swear.
now.
I wish.
But the one thing that they offered at our venue for the bar, like, so we just had an open bar, we paid up front, like, whatever it was per head. I don't even know at this point. but they had, or you could do a tally bar, which then they
What
would
is
like,
that?
so every person someone come up with a drink, they would technically run it as a cash bar, but you
Uh,
wouldn't be
uh,
charged, and then the next morning we got hit with the bill of whatever the drinks were. And they were like, well, you save money because what if people don't drink all of the alcohol? And I was like, do you know my friends and family? We're gonna drink. We're gonna drink it all. I'm not worried about that.
Hell no. That sounds like stress.
And I'm like, what if
Like
someone is out there
extra
getting
work.
like completely obliterated, and then I wake up the next day to like a $2,000 bill?
Literally. I might as
No.
well just do an open bar and call it.
Yeah, I was like, whose idea is that? Unless you have people that don't
Somebody's
drink.
stupid.
Yeah, and you just want to like offer it for the people that do. I don't know. I was like, who? I don't know. Okay, did your day go perfectly smooth?
No.
I have to ask. I have to.
Oh my gosh. So much stuff went wrong.
Okay, but did
But it all
anything-
works out, so.
Well, yeah, but did anything go wrong that people like, came to you with it, or was it stuff that went wrong but people managed to handle and not bother you with?
I mean, I feel like most people tried to not come to me with it unless it was like necessary.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like most of my girls are like family is like pretty good about that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's certain people though that could have like maybe not came to me with some stuff.
Yeah.
But most of all, like, or overall, I feel like everyone pretty much left me the hell alone.
That's good.
Except my vendors. Like,
None of our vendors spoke English.
I'm screaming. Oh yeah.
There was like one.
Oh my gosh.
Because
Yeah.
Alyssa, someone was asking her something. Alyssa was her day of coordinator. Kind of.
One of my very good friends that decided to step in last minute
Yeah.
after our wedding planner had canceled due to another work event that she had more of an obligation to. So, yeah.
Did you get your money back from her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, no, we're good. And I understand, but it was, yeah, I don't know what I would have done without Alyssa. Honestly, I really don't.
They were talking about something, and I don't know who it was. I want to say it was one of your sisters or something that came up and was like, none of these people speak English. I'm trying to figure something. They were trying to get something or someone's plate ready, and no
The
one was
catering,
talking
yeah.
English. And they're like, Alyssa, and she's like, the girl in the red shirt's the only one. Find her. And you'll be
Literally, she's the chef,
good. I was like, what? How do you have a
the head chef.
Like, how do you have a whole venue and there's nobody?
Oh my
I was
gosh.
like, what? Come on, people. But they figured it out. They got it together.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's okay. They figured it out. That's all
I
that
don't really know
matters.
what happened.
You didn't have to worry about too much. So that's all that matters. Everything that went wrong, they handled.
Yeah,
That's all.
pretty much.
That's all you can ask for.
No,
if you
honestly.
are a bridesmaid for anybody out there, if shit hits the fan, the last resort is tell the bride. Absolute,
God,
like something's on, like
please.
the place is on fire, and then you tell her. Like you do not go to her
Swear,
with,
we don't need any else.
I don't know, family drama or someone not coming. It
I
doesn't matter.
mean, to be fair, a lot of people came to me because I didn't have a wedding planner.
Which is fair.
So it was a lot of information that was on me. So I get
Yeah.
it. But, it's a lot of people wanting to figure things out. A lot of things to figure out.
Yeah. What time was your hair and makeup at the morning of?
Like 10 or 10:30.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, no.
Because your wedding was at 4:30.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't like too late.
Mm-mm.
What was your most underrated part of the wedding, would you say? That you didn't realize was going to be such
The
a...
reception.
Okay. Why?
I didn't get enough time, man.
Okay.
Like, a lot of people say that, but I feel like I didn't get enough time. I don't know. Maybe a lot of other
I
brides say
think-
that,
Okay, so...
but I feel like I was pulled in a million directions.
That's what I was going to say. I think it was because of the wedding planner thing.
Yeah.
Everyone was trying to be like, okay, Lee, this, okay, Lee. So you didn't actually get to party
And
until
so many
the
pictures.
photographer left.
I know.
Yeah.
And, yeah, our photographer left at like, I don't even know, like 8:40, no, probably like 9, I think it was like 8:45 or 9, and
Yeah,
our
you had the sparkler
reception
exit.
was over at 10. So we only had an hour to like really dance,
Mm-hmm.
and still, everyone's pulling me.
Yeah, that is the only downside, like, because it's like people, I don't know, whenever I go to weddings, I try not to bother the bride unless it's like, I'm a bridesmaid, because
Yeah.
it's like, let her have fun, let her do her thing. Even when I was a bridesmaid in Lauren's wedding last year, like, she didn't leave the dance floor. Like,
Yeah.
at all. She was up there kind of like you, kind of like me, like, we didn't leave the dance floor, because that's what we just want to dance. and like, and people would try and be like, oh, come here, and she was like, no, and she stood her ground on that dance floor. And even at some points I'd be like, oh, I don't want to go bother her, like, we'll just whatever, because it's like, let her have fun, let her do her thing, and let the groom and the bride be together. Like, don't separate them, don't pull them apart. If you see they're dancing together or they're having a conversation, don't be like, oh, I want to dance with you, or oh, I want to talk to you. No, it's not about you, it's their day.
And also, and like, you can pull the the bride or the groom to dance by themselves, but like maybe not more than like, you know, 30 seconds.
But like not continuously either.
Because
like,
I feel like me and Aaron barely even got to dance together because everyone kept pulling him, mostly him.
And it's probably because people, you know, like you're at a wedding, but I'm sorry, it's not a reunion for your friends. It's not
that part.
A family reunion. This isn't, yeah, okay, maybe it's been a while since you've seen people. Like, I understand everyone wants to chit chat, but like, okay, you should have seen them maybe the day before, or flew in early,
or like put an effort in, like
make that not the only time
like
you see
prior
someone.
to their wedding.
Yeah, you work and work and work
literally
for years for a wedding, and then
it's done in just a day.
Everybody I spoke to this weekend at the car show that were like congratulating us because they hadn't seen us, and one of the girls, Loli, she was like, wasn't it just over so quickly? And I was like, She's like, you wake up the next day like,
I know.
What? It's so it's sad. Such a sad feeling, but it's also like, it's bittersweet because you're happy because it's just lifted off your shoulders, but you're also just like, can we do it again?
I know, right?
Who's got videos? who remembers what happened? Do you remember your wedding, or did you get like too drunk?
No, I remember.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no. There was like one little bit that I didn't remember. And one, I don't remember whose nails I was doing the other day, but it was one of my friends that came. She was like, remember when we were in the bathroom? And I still forget who it was. I was like, oh my God. I think it was Kayla. I was like, oh my God. I completely forgot about that until this moment.
Those are fun times though, but I feel like I was scared that at my wedding I was like, I'm scared I'm gonna black out. Yeah. And I don't black out on tequila, but like it just, everyone's feeding you drinks the whole night because you're the bride, and the minute they see you without one, or you're like, where's my drink? They'll get you a new one. I
know.
Or you're like, I just want a water, and they're like, alcohol, and you're like,
okay.
So it's like you're just constant, and then you're dancing, so you're sweating, and it's, yeah, I was worried I was gonna, but I remember everything, thank
God, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the, you wake up the next day and you're like, I got married, right? I did do it.
I know, right?
What was something that, when you started wedding planning, like other people made you feel like you had to have that turned out to just be like not important? Was there anything that people were like, oh, you have to have this, and it just didn't really matter? Or would you take, like, was the advice good?
Maybe a videographer. The only thing, not necessarily. I was thinking the other day, and I was like, why did I completely rule out a videographer? I wish I could have just hired one for 30 minutes for the ceremony.
They're so expensive, though. I don't know about...
I just didn't even think about...
You didn't even
looking into it. Yeah, okay. Not at all. I mean, I definitely don't regret it, but if there's one thing I had extra money for, I would have probably got that. But yeah.
You didn't have too many.
Or a wedding planner.
Oh, well, you had a wedding planner.
No, like a whole wedding planner. Oh. Like to plan my wedding, the whole thing.
Okay, that's like unlimited money where they're like, take the card.
I swear.
This is my idea and make it happen. What's that movie? Bride Wars.
Uh-huh.
What's her name?
I have no idea. I've never seen that movie.
What?
I know.
Girl, yeah.
I don't. Yeah. I know. I've heard plenty of stories about it, but I've never seen it.
So good. They have that wedding planner, and she just like basically plans the whole thing. And watching that movie, like growing up, the ghettos would walk around with like they basically look like big Vogue catalogs, but they weren't. And they would just be like, they'd circle stuff, they'd send it to her, and she would make it happen instead of us getting our ideas and then being like, how do I make that idea come to life?
Yeah, that sounds like a freaking dream.
We DIY'd that loving shit out of our weddings. Although you would never know. Our weddings you would never have known. Because your wax seals came out great.
Oh, thank you. I tried really hard. You know, I was like, this is a lot like doing nails, honestly. Than gel, you know?
No, I don't.
Pretty good.
Those acrylic things are cheap, which I didn't know.
Yeah, I know.
I spent like an hour in Home Depot trying to find those one day.
Me too. Oh my God. And then I was like, this is what I need. And then I was seeing the price and it was like $60. And I was like, I don't know. Somebody told me these were cheap. I don't know what this is. And then I finally found it and I was like, $17.
Well, they're like
I'll buy
hidden.
2, please.
Yeah, they're hidden and they're like the section for them's like this big.
I know, literally.
Like I must have
Yep.
walked by it like 5 times, and something that people keep saying to us. Well, you said it to me, and then I had to say it to you after
What?
you got married. And everyone's like, "Oh, how's married life?" And it's like,
No, different.
It's literally the same, and it made me think of when people think getting someone a ring is going to change people.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
I'm like, my relationship hasn't changed. Oh no,
Nope.
we're just legally stuck with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Like nothing's changed. People still come into my office that I haven't seen for a while, and they're like, "Do you still like marriage life?" And I'm like, "It's the same as it
Was
as
last
it
week.
when we were like."
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand what's so different. Like, made it to the weddings without getting pregnant.
Hey, girl, I better hope to God I can still make it another year at least. I'm not ready.
The fear that I don't know if it was because we had like a almost 3-year engagement. No, it was like 2.5-year engagement. That I was like not freaking out when we first got engaged about getting pregnant. It wasn't even like I wasn't like obviously like wanting a kid, but it
Well,
wasn't
yeah.
like the whole stress of like not getting pregnant. But then that whole year last year,
Oh, yeah.
I was like, can I get pregnant? Because if you get pregnant now, you don't have 9 months until the
No,
wedding to have the baby, and
literally.
then snap back into your dress. I already bought my
We
dress.
do not have time for this.
And then I was like, oh my god. As it got closer and closer, I was like, no, because now I'm going to have a bump. And yeah, that was like
Literally.
my whole, every month my period was late because of stress. Or,
Girl,
and then I didn't know vitamin C, like, pushed your period so far back.
Mm-hmm.
And you told me too on Jackie's birthday, because I was like, my period is due on the way. And then you were like, vitamin C.
Nope.
And I was like, okay, but I didn't do it. But I started drinking emergency because I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to get
Same
sick.
shit.
And it pushed it off for like 2 weeks, and I was freaking out because it did it in November, and I was like, if I'm pregnant, I swear to. And then I was like, it's the vitamin C. Kaylee literally told me the vitamin C did it, but then I didn't get my period on the wedding, so it's fine.
There you go.
But
Nope.
this is the thing that boys don't have to worry about. Like, they
I
always say
swear.
wedding planning, like, it's mostly a girl's job, which it is, but it's not a bad thing too, because let's be honest, if we let a man plan our wedding, we hate it.
Yep.
Like, I might have bitched a lot during
They'd
the
be like,
process.
yeah, fuck this.
Yeah.
Whatever, I don't care.
They would have been like, yeah, sure, whatever you want. I should probably bitched a lot during the process of like, why are you not helping and blah,
I
blah,
know.
blah. But
Oh, yeah, me too.
let's be honest, if he had planned the whole thing,
Yeah,
would not have
I
been
know.
anything what I wanted.
You
or
know,
is next.
I'm so glad I didn't let people talk me out of things, though. Like, I stuck to my gun.
It's your
Because
wedding, you
people,
only get
even,
one.
I'm pretty sure Aaron even said, why are we having black tablecloths? And I'm like, because it's modern. Like, fuck off.
It's 'cause it's what I want.
And then guess what? Pfft, that shit looked good as
It
hell.
did. It looked so
With
good.
all the gold.
I was gonna say all the gold accents.
So
If it
good.
was gold and white, it wouldn't look nearly as good.
White tablecloths with gold. Like, black makes gold pop.
Yeah, exactly.
White
You
is
just-
not as, I mean, it still pops, but not like that.
but it's not as drastic.
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
like subtle, whereas you
Yeah.
want that. Yeah. No. What advice would you give to any current braids?
Oh my god, ask for help. God. Yeah, that part. That would be my biggest piece of advice.
Like, don't be
Because,
scared
yeah,
that-
man, because people always ask you for help, like, when you're with them, and you're not going to ask them when you're with them hanging out, or when you're, you know. So, when you're ready, ask them for help. And if people are going to say they're going to do something, make sure you do it.
follow
Because
through.
that's so stressful. It's like another thing. But yeah, just ask people that you can rely on for help. Because I would not been able, to do a lot of the things without the people that I've asked for help. Seriously. And you get to that point because it's just so overwhelming. You just physically and mentally cannot do everything.
No, you can't do it all yourself. And I feel like sometimes you don't want to burden people with it, but if they're your bridesmaids or your friends or your family or just anyone that you're close with that,
Or if they're offering.
yeah, if they're offering, like, just take them up on it. Because
Yeah.
there was times where people would say it and I'd be like, oh, but no, you don't really mean it. You're just
I know,
saying it to
yeah.
be nice. And then, like,
But the
then
people
being
that
that
mean
person
it,
for
you'll
them,
know.
yeah. Well, then when you're on the outside and you're trying to do that for someone
Yup.
else and you're like, take my help.
I
Like, I
know.
want to help you. And their brain's just like, it's okay. And you're like, no, but I know.
I know.
I've been there.
I swear.
Got you.
I swear.
Yeah.
Mm.
And everything is also on a payment plan. They don't tell you that.
Yeah,
I
literally.
didn't know that you can put literally everything on payment plans and just,
Everything.
because that's also why I think
It's the
having a
only
long
way we were
engagement
able
is a
to
good
do
thing.
it.
Same. Like, as much
Nobody
as we had
talks
a
about
wedding
it.
credit card, when I say get a wedding card, I don't mean get one and put yourself in debt. I mean get it and just put the payments on it and then pay it off because you get the points.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't mean get one, open it up, and then not pay it off. Like, that's
Yeah,
not.
for real.
If you can get one and pay it off, get a
And
wedding
try
credit
to,
card.
even if the deadline for paying all of your vendors is like late, like close to your wedding, like just do it earlier if you can.
Yeah, but having a long engagement helps with that. Don't also don't feel pressure to like get engaged and then get married within a year just because other people do it.
Mm-mm.
Like, my engagement was 2.5 years long. Yours was 3.
3 years.
3 years.
Almost.
Like,
Oh no. 20.
20. Or,
No, it was almost 3 years. We were like 2 months away from 3 years. So yeah, 3 years.
yeah, basically 3 years. But it gives you that time because when you like, we booked our venue a year, just over a year in advance, and you can pay it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we had like 6 payments, and it was instead of it
Yeah.
being like, oh, your venue's $8,000, you have to pay it all now. No, it's okay, 1,000 this month, 2,000 this month. Oh, you got a reprieve, and it's like that's.
I know, literally.
And everybody offers.
And
it.
everyone works with you, like, and you don't even have like one payment option. Like our venue, we were able to do, I think it was 10 payments.
Wow.
Yeah, but you could pick if you wanted to do like 3 payments,
Yeah.
10 payments.
Whatever you could
So
afford,
I
yeah.
was like, well, we would just naturally put that aside to save anyway every month. So I'll
put it
just-
at the
yeah.
beginning. And
My bridesmaids were the biggest help of my life.
as they should be, though. Bridesmaids should be.
And shout out to Elaine, because that girl pretty much planned half that wedding, at least half, because she'd be like, sit on the couch, like we'd be sitting on the couch and she'd be like, what's next, just getting stuff done back to back.
You need someone like that sometimes because you get to the point where you're just like, I don't care what happens, I don't care what it looks
I
like.
know, but
I'm
you
over
do.
it. But you have to care.
And you
Although
know you'll care.
Yeah, I will say, I told Kaylee this was going to happen, and she was like, I think I'm already there. And then as we got there, she's like, no, now I'm there. That week of and just the week before, you'll really hit the point of, I don't give a fuck.
Oh,
I don't care
yep.
who shows up, who doesn't come. I don't care because everything's finalized.
Yeah.
People start backing out. People start being shitty. People just start, like, everyone comes out of the woodworks right as it's, like, here, basically. And you'll think, like, oh, yeah, I'm already at that point. Just wait. The week of if you're getting married at the end of the week.
Or even like 3 days prior.
Yeah, like that running up. Literally, you'll just be like, okay, people will text you stuff and you'll just be like,
Oh my god.
Like, it won't even phase you
Can
anymore.
I tell you?
Yes.
The day before we were heading up for our rehearsal dinner, I had 11 missed calls from one specific person. Then I had another person call me like 6 times. Everyone was blowing my phone up, and I'm just
11?
Yeah, I was like, the last one, I just went, sorry. I couldn't take it anymore. I finally hit my breaking point. Like, I was like, I can't do this anymore. Yeah, I was ready to turn that phone off.
It's that point, and if you've never had a close friend get married, or you've never got married, or I don't even know. I feel like sometimes when you're a bridesmaid, you don't see it if you're not super close to the bride, or if you're not really involved because of whatever reason. Like, you're just, like, I'm not super involved with Rachel's wedding because she lives 5,000 miles away.
Yeah.
But I can, like, help somewhat. But, like,
Yeah.
if it's, like, that kind of situation and you've never had any experience, be kind to the brides. Like,
Yeah, for
understand it's a really hard process. And looking back from when I was invited to weddings, even, like, 5 years ago, I'm like, wow. Like,
Yeah.
I feel special that I was invited.
I
did not realize the
know.
effort.
Same.
And then I look at their weddings and I'm like, how much that cost you? You rich?
Yes.
That
Right here.
one was massive.
You know what I hate? Unpopular opinion. I hate those like the circling ones. You know what I'm talking about?
Where they like spin and it's like slow-mo.
Yes. I hate
Why?
those. I don't know.
I feel like they can look really cool, but they're also like massive.
In my opinion, it's giving cringy, and I just can't do it. I would just rather have a video, a live photo. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like, you can see yourself looking stupid trying to get ready for the photo, and then the cute photo.
That's true.
That'd be cool.
That's true.
I told
In
you,
my
unpopular opinion.
Cringy.
Very
Also,
awkward.
this is why people are very against assigned seating. I am all for assigned seating. All
Yeah.
for it, because then I can pick, okay, I know you know them. I know you'll get along with them.
Yeah.
Rather than a free-for-all, and then you're stuck with people and you're like, I have no idea who you are.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm great Aunt Sally. And you're
I
like, I'm the
know.
friend. I don't know.
I swear.
It's awkward. Like, for your wedding, you sat us next to two of the ghettos that I met at your bridal shower.
Yeah, that's
So,
the
like,
only reason why I was
worked
like,
out so
okay,
well.
at least they know each other enough to talk more at the
Yeah,
wedding.
and then there was another guy for Matthew, so like they two were sitting chit-chatting the whole night, so it like worked out. For like my wedding, I put you with people from my bridal shower and people that you knew.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be like, oh, Kaylee knows these three people, I'm going to sit her at this table. Like,
No, literally.
And family.
And I've been there. It's awkward.
Yeah, I
as
went to a
fuck.
wedding where we didn't really know anybody but the bride and groom and one other person, and we were sat with people that didn't speak English. at
Oh
our
my
table.
gosh.
And I was just like, and the groom walked up and he was like, are you guys having so much fun? And I was like, yeah, I don't know what she's saying. I would just keep trying every other website there is out there to sell it.
No, for real.
What's the Plato's Closet?
Hell no, they give you like $2.
And if it's
If
not the
you're
right
lucky.
brand, yeah, if it's not the brand they want of the month.
Why does everyone there have an attitude? I hate walking into that place.
The one in St. Lucie West.
I hate it. I'm like, oh, get me out of here.
Yeah, it's rough.
Alrighty.
Thank you for being on the podcast.
Thanks for having
We
me.
loved you. If you guys want to see
been a
more of
pleasure.
Kaylee, let us know.
Yeah, let you go
And let
know.
us know what you want us to talk about. If you want us to go into more wedding stuff, maybe we'll do a tipsy talk on this. That would be risky, but
Why not?
we should. Let us know if you guys want to see that. But thank you guys for watching another episode. I love you, honeys. See you next Friday. Bye, honeys.